Where Hollywood Hides. Here's Bob and Suzanne.
Chicken joke!
I'm Mrs. Cleaver.
From Television City in Hollywood.
Boy, the way Glenn Miller played.
I have a feeling we're not in Kansas anymore.
We're on a mission from God.
Run, Forrest, run!
We can rebuild him. We have the technology.
You had me at hello.
Nanu.
Baby, you're the great.
I'm not going to be ignored.
Here comes the judge.
Go ahead. Make my day.
I got nowhere else to go!
Small cowbell.
That fashion.
There's anything wrong with that. You can't handle the truth.
I'm not an actor, I'm a movie star! That's the story of my life. No respect. I don't get no respect at all. I'm the dude.
I think this is the beginning of a beautiful friendship.
And now for something completely different.
There's no business like show business, like no business I know.
Welcome to Where Hollywood Hides. My name is Bob McCullough.
And my name is Suzanne Herrera McCullough. Welcome, everybody. I just want to remind everyone about our book, Where Hollywood Hides, Santa Barbara, Celebrities in Paradise. You know, Santa Barbara has always attracted internationally famous Hollywood personalities who have somehow responded to its allure as the ideal place to live, work, and play, and that is Santa Barbara. Aren't you glad we live here?
Well, today's pretty hot. I'm feeling I think I live in
80
Florida today.
degrees. It's fabulous. Anyway, our book celebrates some of these celebrities, our talented friends and famous neighbors who have discovered Santa Barbara and made it their homes. And that is the truth. More celebrities are coming to Santa Barbara.
And Where Hollywood Hides, Celebrities in Paradise is available on Amazon.com. While we're talking about books, let me make a plug for my book. The book is Stop Screwing Around and Write a Screenplay That Sells. It's a step-by-step guide to writing a script that actually gets produced. You know, if you're serious about your screenwriting, then you're serious about seeing your scripts get produced. In my little book, I cut to the chase with a no-nonsense approach that will bring your writing on a par with Hollywood's professional screenwriters. It's also available on Amazon.com. And I must say, a lot of people out there want to write scripts, and this is the way to. It's not a shortcut, but it certainly helps you avoid a lot of the problems.
And you can brag a little bit. This book has been kind of a big hit.
Yeah. It's actually a #1 ranked seller on Amazon.
Yay for Bob.
Pretty. Well, it's it's just fulfilling to be able to help people achieve their dream, and it's a little frustrating seeing people write scripts that are never going to get produced, never sell. So I'm just trying to help people short circuit that process a little bit.
I'm surprised you never went into teaching.
Well, maybe I will. You never know.
You don't have the patience.
That's true.
That was a joke.
Can I slap people?
No,
that's not part of teaching?
No, you
okay.
cannot.
All right.
Something I wanted to bring up, social media is a huge, huge factor, not only in people's lives, but certainly in the Hollywood business. And these days, I have a niece who is an actress, and she said to me not so long ago, she's an upcoming actress. I wanted to talk about her resume and her portfolio, and she looked at me like I was crazy because those words pretty much no longer exist.
No more headshots?
Not in the way that you and I used to do it, but she was telling me that in order for her to get a decent agent, she has to have so many likes on Instagram or else they won't even consider her.
Really?
I just read that Sylvester Stallone has his new movie out called John Rambo, Last Blood. He keeps going.
Last Blood. Does he promise this is the last one?
Well, I don't know. It's like Rocky, he kept going. But Anyway, apparently he has still quite a following. But my point about this is he is on Facebook big time and Instagram, and that's how he's selling his movie.
That's where the marketing is now, yeah.
So the interesting thing is that the Hollywood Reporter, which is one of my favorite publications to go to, they listed the top, 8 actors that are most proficient in Instagram and Facebook selling themselves. And guess who the #1 person is? Actors. Just actors. Mm-hmm.
Clint Eastwood. No. Wait, Robert Downey Jr.
He's one of my favorites.
Gosh, Will Smith.
He's pretty cute.
Who?
The Rock, Dwayne Johnson.
Oh my God.
He is number one. But to show you, he is working it. And if you ever see his Instagram posting, he's so likable. And number 2 is a female. She is everywhere right now, Jennifer Lopez.
Oh gosh,
the best looking 50-year-old I've ever seen in my life. But my point is, they have these machines behind them. One more thing, the top 2 scripted TV shows, meaning they're putting out the TV shows like every day on Instagram and Facebook.
Well, one of your favorites, Grey's Anatomy.
Yes, I love that show.
Has to be.
Anyway, honey, times have changed.
They have indeed, and they keep changing, which is a good thing, I think, you know. I think the fact that Sylvester Stallone is still making movies is a testament to the guy's energy and genius. I mean, people think, oh, he's just a guy who was in boxing movies. No, he created a franchise that will live long after all of us are gone.
He's a lot smarter than he looks, I guess.
Oh, he is a brilliant guy, in my opinion.
So let's hear about our next...
Well, today we are talking to a star of stage, screen, television. She's a philanthropist. She's an amazing woman.
You know, we keep saying this, interview after interview, of the women we interview and the men, and they just keep getting better. Ruta Lee is unbelievable.
Ruta Lee was in a movie that I particularly love called Witness for the Prosecution. She was in 7 Brides for 7 Brothers. She's been in every TV show you can remember and think of. Beautiful. She's been in every television show. She's been a quiz show host next to Alex Trebek, doing a show called High Rollers, which was a fantastic hit. So the conversation with Ruta Lee is going to be really exciting, and I can't wait.
So let's go to Ruta. You know, Ruta, we have been poring over all of your accomplishments, that you are one impressive lady.
Wow, that's a great compliment. Thank you very much, Suzanne.
I'm sure you've heard this many times.
Oh, never enough.
Never enough. Well, this podcast, Where Hollywood Hides, focuses on people who are basically legends, and you certainly have become one. I'm not sure everybody wants to think of themselves as a legend, but you're so incredibly active, and we're very much interested in how this all came to pass.
Well, how interesting, and I just love Where Hollywood Hides, because if I am of legendary status, I hide out in a legendary status location. I happen to be hiding out in my home, which at one time was resided in by Orson Welles and Rita Hayworth.
Oh my gosh.
Talk about legends, huh?
Rubbing my ass on the walls, assuming all the glamour will come off on me.
So, Ruta, give us an idea. We know you came from Europe. You were born in Europe. How did you...
No, I wasn't born in Europe. I was born in Canada, which is almost Europe.
That's right. Your parents were born in Europe.
Yeah. And different from California. My mother and father were born, raised, and married in Lithuania. Very poor peasant stock. And my mother got smart and said, you know, instead of 3 brothers fighting over a postage stamp piece of land that you're going to inherit from your father, why don't we aim for the new world, you know? And the quotas were closed for the United States in 29. And so my father found himself a job in the wheat fields of Canada. He had to sign on for a year. And came over, saved his money, and brought my mother over, and that's where I was born. And then, of course, my mother, who knew nothing about show business, being a nice little peasant girl that carried her shoes to church every Sunday, felt that there was something different about me, and that was because Mrs. Jackson, I'll never forget her name, my teacher in kindergarten, said to my mother, Mrs. Kilmonis, your daughter is different from the rest of my children. Give her lessons, give her training, give her something. Well, my mother Mary thought that I was Lithuania's answer to Shirley Temple.
Oh, that's right. Shirley Temple was very popular.
You got it, and that was the only thing she knew about show business was the movies. She didn't know about New York or theater, didn't care. And my folks wanted to go to a warmer climate, so somehow, by miracle, because all of the quota numbers were being used by displaced persons after the war, they got a visa to come to the United States and California and Hollywood. And my mother's dream for her little Lithuanian girl came true.
And you wound up in Hollywood.
Wound up in Hollywood, wound up working in Hollywood. My first paid job in Hollywood that got me my Screen Actors Guild card was on the Burns and Allen show.
Oh, boy.
And I don't know if there's anybody left alive that realized what big stars Gracie and George were.
Oh, we do.
Sure. Sure.
Oh, bless you. And that was quite an auspicious beginning for me. And then my first movie job was Seven Brides for Seven Brothers, which, of course, they didn't realize they had such a sleeper on their hands, and it became one of the top 100 movies ever made in Hollywood.
It's a huge hit, yeah.
Now you just glossed over something. So your parents bring you to Hollywood, and getting that first job, you were a student at Hollywood High School, weren't you?
I was, and I'm so proud to say that the Hollywood High School band and drill team came to honor me when I got my star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. They're right around the corner, and that's where I went to school and loved it. I mean, I followed people like Lana Turner, and I was a few years after Carol Burnett, and Alexis Smith had been there. You know, it was quite a fabulous, wonderful place, and I got a lot of theater experience in the drama department there at Hollywood High.
Now, is that how you prepared yourself for your breakout? I mean, getting onto the Burns and Allen show?
Well, I don't know that you ever prepare yourself. I was working in a little theater. It's a wonder that I got out of high school, because I was working nights in the theater and then rehearsing in the afternoons for the next show, et cetera, and trying to go to school. I think I passed my tests because they were multiple choice, and I just got lucky. I mean, I'd always worked from the time I was a little girl. I was in all the school kind of plays and shows, and certainly the church. The church was always the first and the stepping ground for me, because I performed as a little child. And then other church groups heard about me in New York and Boston and whatnot, Lithuanian church groups, and I would be invited to come and perform, you know, because I danced and sang and did all of that silly stuff. I was probably just awful. I still hate to this day rehearsal, but I love performing as I did as a child. Put me in front of two people, and I would entertain.
So we have Mrs. Jackson to thank, don't we?
Yeah, forever and ever, Mrs. Jackson is in my prayers.
She should have been a Hollywood talent scout. My gosh.
Yes, she should have.
She picked you out of the crowd. So
I'm also exceedingly grateful to my mother.
And she sounded very hardworking, your parents.
Both parents taught me a work ethic that I will never, ever lose.
And that's very hard to come by these days.
You know, you are so right.
Yeah.
And you know what else is hard to come by these days? As you may or may not know, Debbie Reynolds and I were the head mothers of an organization called the Thalians.
Oh, sure.
Which was put together by a group of young Hollywood performers who got tired of being called hard-drinking, pot-smoking, sex-minded idiots who had nothing to contribute to the community. And they formed a group called the Thalians. The group decided that we get together to play and sing around the piano while we have cocktails. Why don't we sell tickets and raise a few bucks for a worthy charity? And I'm very, very proud that a group of young Hollywood types, be they performers or writers or producers, put together a group that did this, and it's still going strong. And we have joined up with UCLA and Operation Mend, and taking on what Americans really should concern themselves with, and that is the returning veterans. Operation Mend heals the broken bodies, the missing arms, the legs, and we deal with the broken mind and spirit and therefore heart. And I'm very proud of us that we Hollywood people, Hollywood for Mental Health, are doing this.
And because it's been such a focus in your life, and I believe you're now like an emeritus board member.
Yes, but I'm still working.
I'm sure. Tell our audience how they might get involved and how they might contribute and help support the cause.
Oh, boy, would that be wonderful. Well, all you have to do is go to Thalians, THALIANS.org, and you will be able to see online who we are, what we do, and if you are a great friend and lover of Debbie Reynolds, she was my dearest friend in the world, my sister in charity, then it's a lovely way to memorialize her and to make a contribution to the Thalians, which will help one of our wounded veterans along the way, maybe more than one.
That is wonderful, the work you're doing. And tell us now, we hear you have a book coming out.
I make no apologies for the title because I mean it from the bottom of my heart as the most sincere thank you I can give. And the title of my book is Consider Your Ass Kissed.
I love it.
And I say, if anybody takes offense with that, just remember Jesus wrote in on his ass too.
Very good.
I've used that expression for years. My friend George Pinocchio, who you may know from ABC television reportage from Hollywood, is the one that insisted I use it because it's a phrase that I've used all my years in fundraising when I sincerely want to thank somebody. And I want to thank every one of your listeners. I want to thank everyone who ever bought a ticket to see a show, whether it was a movie or a stage play. That has meant so much to me.
I want to ask you about a couple of the things you've done. You've really had 4 careers. You've had live theater, you've had television, motion pictures, and your philanthropic work. But I am particularly intrigued by one of your, and you are also a game show host, my gosh.
Yes, with Alex.
Yeah, one of my favorite movies of all time is Witness for the Prosecution, directed by Billy Wilder. Tell me a little bit about what that must have been like.
Well, let me tell you a story that's in the book, and the fill-ins will all come in when people pick it up, I hope, and buy it. The way I got that job was very, very interesting. I had been invited by kind of a host around town, wonderful guy named Scotty Rubin, to be his guest. He was taking a party to see Frank Sinatra appear at the Mocambo, which was the hot spot in Hollywood along with Ciro's. And television had come along, and the nightclub business was really floundering terribly. And Frank said to Mary Morrison, the owner of the place, I'll come in and play a week, and then Frank will play a week, and Vic Damone will play a week, and Sammy will play a week, and we'll see if we can't get business rolling. So I was invited to see Frank Sinatra. Well, now, I'm sure you will agree with me, as will most of your listeners. Nobody in this world is like Frank Sinatra, or will be.
That's right.
And
that's why they called him the chairman of the board.
You got it, darling. And he stood on a small little circular dais in front of the stage, which was filled with his orchestra. And, you know, nightclub stages are small. So that some of the audience was around behind Frank, if you know what I mean. You know, it circled a little bit behind him. Mm-hmm. And I watched him, and of course my mouth hanging open the whole time, because I was too young to have seen him, you know, in the Palace and the Winter Garden Theater days in New York when the girls were screaming for him. But he was doing those beautiful unrequited love songs that tugged at my heart and the swing along with me, and I just thought he was sensational. And a note came to our host at the table and said, would you bring Miss Lee over to meet me? I would like to meet her. So my host took me over, and he was sitting around behind Frank Sinatra, and he said, hello, my name is Arthur Hornblow, Jr. I'm a producer. I'm producing a film called Witness for the Prosecution. And I have just given you a very unique screen test. I watched you watch Frank Sinatra, and I think you'd be a very good love interest for Tyrone Power in this film called Witness for the Prosecution. Will you come in tomorrow or whenever and meet with Billy Wilder? And I said, yeah, well, tomorrow isn't too soon. I'll come tomorrow. So Marlena Dietrich took one look at me on film when they, when they put me on camera. And she said, Nick, 9999, forget the blonde hair. I became a brunette overnight.
Wow.
And that's how I got Witness for the Prosecution. Fade out, fade in. A couple of years later, Frank Sinatra, as we all know, loved nothing more than having a dinner, big Italian dinner at home, and having friends over to screen a new movie. And what are they screening that night but Witness for the Prosecution?
Well, it's one of the all-time classics. I mean,
do you know that it, along with Seven Brides, is one of the 2 best 100 movies ever made?
Well, I believe
according
it.
to the critics. And I'm so proud that I was in 2 of them, even though I didn't have big parts, but they were major in my life. Let's
but
put it that way.
Marlene Dietrich put you in her crosshairs right away.
She did. She absolutely did. But anyway, that night they ran witness for the prosecution, and Frank's partner, Howard Koch, for whom I'd worked many times at Warner Brothers, he said to Howard, Howie, I've been watching this Ruta Lee chick on television. I kind of like her. What do you say we put her in one of our upcoming films? And Howie said, you've picked one of my favorites. And that's how I became the leading lady to Frank Sinatra, Dean Martin, Sammy Davis, Peter Lawford, Joey Bishop, and the gang in Sergeants 3. So talk about serendipitous fortune and how it all came my way. Thank you, God.
Right place, right time. Howard Koch,
Yeah.
I actually worked with Howard W. Koch.
Did you?
Yes. And he was just the nicest guy. I mean, I think everybody who ever met him remembers him as really what Hollywood's all about, helping people.
A gentleman,
yes.
kind,
yes.
filled with wonderful humor,
yes.
a certain amount of romance, all fabulous people. And I'm very, very sorry to say that I did not have an affair with Frank Sinatra. Just think of what I could have written.
Really?
Now,
wait a minute. I want to ask Ruta something.
Sure.
Ruta, you obviously were working with the Rat Pack, as everyone known them. And from female to female, in those days, the whole Me Too movement wasn't around or anything like that.
Okay, I'm going to leave the room now.
I am curious how you dealt with these powerful guys in public when you're working with them. Was it a tough thing to do? Was it more fun? Just curious.
Well, my answer to this is, and it is to anybody in the Me Too movement, stop taking yourself so seriously and find humor in everything.
That's right.
I laughed my way through what I would otherwise call dangerous spots. Mm-hmm. And all of the guys treated me like their kid sister. And it was wonderful. And I swear to God, I never got chased around a desk. Maybe because I laughed and said, "Oh, you silly man."
Right.
Or whatever the case may be.
You obviously dealt with it in the right way.
As a man, I can tell you that when a woman laughs, that is not a turn on. that puts cold water on things right away.
Well, I'm very happy to hear that, and I wish more women who are bitching about everything in life. I'm so sorry that in some ways the movement came along in that I like somebody to open the door for me. I like somebody to help seat me in something. I like somebody to be polite and charming. And I'm sort of missing all of that now. This I'll pay my own way routine. Oh, baloney. Come on, girls. Let's just be feminine and adorable. And it's just amazing how you can smile and say, "Oh, you cute person, you don't really mean that," and let it go at that.
Right.
Now, yes, agreed. I'm sure that there are horses' asses that really kind of push the envelope and make it very uncomfortable. But I think too many women are putting themselves in spots where they are going to be made uncomfortable. Consider the source. Consider where you're going. Consider what you're doing. And I don't mean to be preaching, but I want girls to take responsibility for what they're doing rather than blame a guy for what he's doing.
So, Ruta, tell us a little bit about your memoirs, your book. Is it about your life?
It's stories from my life. I don't consider my life at all unique. It's just a life, and it's been a very, very good one, thanks to good parenting, thanks to a family that worked very hard to see to it that I had a future. But then I think that's most of us. Most of us come from families that care and gave us the best that they had. And most of us came from poor families. Very few are born to the silver spoon, So I'm very, very grateful for that. But I found that no matter where I was, whatever interview I was doing or whatever group I was sitting and talking with, everybody said, "Oh my God, what a great story. You should have that in print. You should do a book. You should do a book." I heard it for so many years that finally when a lovely PR guy that was with a radio or a television station in Dallas or Fort Worth, where I was at the time, said, "Ruta, I care so much about your getting some of these stories onto paper that I'm going to come out and record everything that you have to say." which he did. It was just amazing because when he recorded everything I had to say, he recorded, oh, hell, there's the telephone. Oh, gosh, I've got to go pee now. Oh, well, there's lunch is being served. All of that got recorded and printed. So I had a little bit of editing to do.
I like that. Yeah, well, you know, our podcasts are listened to over 70 countries, so I'm sure you're going to get a lot of reaction off your book. You've had quite a life.
So Ruta, as we wrap this up, I want to remind everybody that Consider Your Ass Kissed will be coming out, and I hope we get to talk again, Ruta, when the book is released.
Never mind hope. You promise. Now,
I
listeners
promise.
and readers, everybody, remember that both Bob and Suzanne promised, you did, Suzanne, didn't you, that I could come back and visit with you when the book comes out to remind you to get your darling asses out there so that I can kiss them.
We would love to do this again.
All right, Ruta, thank you so much. It's been wonderful.
Thank you. This has been a pleasure.
And you
Thank you.
And
Thank you for sharing your audience with me and giving me the opportunity to chat with you. God bless you both, and may God keep smiling on America.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Take care. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye, dear.
The incredible Ruta Lee, that was wonderful. I want to remind everybody, Thalians.org is Ruta's lifelong achievement. It's a charitable organization
for our veterans,
packed with celebrities, working very hard for the mental health of everyone, from children to adults, and with a real strong focus on America's returning veterans.
And let's also please look out for Ruta Lee's book called Consider Your Ass Kissed. What a great title.
That's going to be a fantastic book. And when it comes out, we're going to have her back. This has been a lot of fun, Suzanne.
We'll see you at the movies.